Welcome once again to another episode of our presentation. This is Business Studies A-Level we are doing today. And I have actually decided to take my presentation from part of strategic management. This is specifically from strategic choice, where we have various techniques that we actually use to choose between strategies. Okay? If you are not actually good at that part, please let me know in the comment section so that I can also make a presentation on strategic management practices. Okay, so today we are looking at decision trees as a strategic choice technique. With decision trees is basically a quantitative technique that we use to choose between strategies. Like from this paper that I have actually picked, this was October, November 2024, QP31, where I picked this particular scenario here. This business had two options to make. One of them was to actually expand into another country, and this is the decision tree to show the probabilities and the expected monetary values for that particular decision, or to continue the existing methods, which they said would actually give them 0.84 million expected monetary value. So I want to actually see whether this business should continue in its current way of operation, which is actually giving them 0.84 million dollars, or should they actually go for this particular strategy. So like what I said, this is strategic choice technique. So for you to be able to do that, it's quite easy to deal with decision trees. You have to actually find which option to choose by simply multiplying this, what you see here. Okay, let me start from explaining here. This is what we call the decision node. We expect that decisions are made from this node, right? And what you see in the brackets here, these are the cost of each option. Option A, option B, and this is option what? C, that we have here. And then these are the focus, the probabilities. They all add up to 1. That's why you have 0.6, 0.4, 0.7, 0.3, 0.6, 0.4, and these are the expected monetary values. Okay? So for you to make a choice, we have to make sure that we actually calculate the expected net cash flows coming from that particular decision. Like in this case, let's start by option A. Alright? For option A, we are simply going to multiply 2 million times 0.6, then plus 1 million times 0.4. What we get here, subtract the cost. Which means here we're going to say 2 million times 0.6 plus what? 1 million times 0.4. So what does it give us? So if you're multiplying, if you're using your calculator, then you can see that 2 times 0.6 actually gives us 1.2. So here we have 1.2, and then 0.4 times 1 million, it gives you what? 0.4. So this is the total amount that you're going to get, which is 6 there, 1.6. So this times this plus this times this. All this subtract the what? The cost. So if you say 1.6 now, less what? 0.7. Okay? You see that it will give you what? So 1.6 minus 0.7. It gives you 0.9. So it gives you 0.9. So which means that the expected net cash flows from this particular option is basically 0.9. So it's simple. This times this plus this times this, subtract the cost. Then if you go to option B, option B is simple as well. 9 million, right? Times what? 0.7 plus 6 million times what? 0.3. Okay? So if you're going to calculate them, simple as so quickly on your calculator, 9 million times 0.7. Okay? That's 6.3. Yeah, this is 0.7, not 0.07, 0.7. And then there, you're going to also go and then say 0.3 times what? 6, which gives you 1.8. If you add these two, 1.8 plus 6.3, it gives you 8.1. 8.1 less what? What is the cost? 5.5. So we less the 5.5 here, the same thing, we less the 0.7 there. So here we have 8.1 minus 5.5, which gives you 2.6. That's what we get here, 2.6. So option B is 2.6 as the expected cash flows. Then if you go to option C, okay? Option C. Option C is simply 1.5 million, right? Times what? 0.6 plus 0.6 million, yeah, times what? 0.4. So if you're going to calculate there, you see that 1.5 times 0.6 gives you 0.9. And then you're adding that to 0.6, right? Times what? 0.4, which gives you 0.24. Right? So if you're going to add the two, 0.24 plus 0.9, it gives you 1.14. Then less the cost, which is the cost here. Our cost is how much? 0.3 million for this one. So minus 0.3. So if you say 1.14 minus 0.3, it gives you 0.84. Forgive me because of space. So all these are basically dollars, $1 million, isn't it? All of this. They are basically your $1 million. So which means that if we're going to choose between these three options, we choose the one that is the highest net what? Cash flow. Like in this case, which one is giving us the highest? This one is giving us 0.9, and this one is giving us 2.6, and then this one which is giving us 0.84. Which means here, option B is our chosen what? Option, because it is giving us 2.6 million. So we actually have to close the other options like this. We close also option what? C, like this. And we go ahead with option B. Remember, I also told you something that was in that particular paper. But they said that should they continue with their existing methods, which were giving them 0.84 million. So that also should be taken into consideration. So from this particular calculation, you can see that no, that one is also bringing a lower what? Cash flow as compared to option B. So they should go ahead with option B. So this is decision trees. If you have any questions, just indicate in the comment section and I will actually assist you. Thank you very much for following.